Hello everybody and welcome to the regional day 1 for Asia World Championships 2014. We're going to be kicking off in a moment and I'll be showing you TJ Flying Ferrari against Rock Nadoa. But as I'm also the tournament organiser, I'm going to need to mute myself for a second, focus on that, and then we'll get rolling. So thanks for your patience, and here's the bracket. I'll mute myself now. Okay everybody, I'm back. As you can see from this, here are the pairings. So Flying Ferrari will be facing Rock Nadoa. So let's jump into the game and see if they've started yet. Flying Ferrari. These are all best of 5 games per match. It's not created yet. I've only just told them literally just now to start, so if you hear me sipping drinks or anything, and that's for my throat because I've got a bit of a cold, I'll try and mute myself when I do that, but I won't forget, so sorry if I do forget. Right, since I've actually received the deck lists, I know that there's a variety here. It's not all one hero, so it should be pretty interesting. Just gotta wait for this to kick off. So a bit of background then on this while we wait. Last weekend was day 1 of this regional, where there was a Swiss event, and these players playing today all made top 8 in that event. I was just typing something to one of the competitors. I'll see whether anybody else has started yet. I don't know who to chase. KA Toy 08. Search for him. He's waiting. Good. Exterminans, formerly known as Twyo. They've already started. Exterminans versus K Uncle. Maybe we should jump into that. Let's do that. Well, let's have a look. At least we can kind of scout the heroes anyway. So this is a Lowest versus Garth match. Both these players use different heroes in day 1, so it's pretty interesting. K Uncle has gone for, looks like some kind of rush Lowest. I'm not going to refer to the deck list to find out. I don't reveal anything about anybody's deck. All I'm going to say is what we see here, because that would be dodgy. So I'm not going to do that. Ordinarily it would be somebody else streaming as well. Well, ordinarily it would be me streaming and somebody else running the tournament, but I'm doing both today. Double duty. So Fate Breaker hits the board. He was very popular in day 1. A lot of lowest decks were running him. Priest of the Light there, just slow people down. I suspect that was a tech for Zaladar, although it could be a tech for anybody really. Slowing down the hero ability. Garth is looking good now with 3 allies on the board. I'm going to sip a drink. So, before it goes cold, I'll mute myself for that. Alright, I'm back. Fast and Furious, his first game. It's looking pretty nice now, Garth's board. But lowest is potentially going up to 5 resources here. And taking out an Aldon. Not usually the best trade, but you've got the flexibility there to do what you want. You've got to wonder whether Garth was trying to encourage that. Because once you know Lois has used his ability there, then you've got a few turns where they can only play what's in their hand, what's in their deck. So let's on my iPad now. I'm just going to check that everybody else is rolling. Justikar and Yotenka are in progress. Just started now. A double Seductress. Anaviska. We're seeing more female allies being played in Shattered Fates now. Certainly Seductress, she's become even more useful because there's even bigger threats around now. She can hit the board, bam, disabled. Nice whack there. Seductress lives, but she'll be gone next turn probably. She'll be gone now. Supernova. 21 plays 16. Garth came first and second in 2 different regional day ones. It's a solid build. Can he come back from this? 16. Has he got any kind of healing in there? Has he got any kind of rush capability? Rock Nadoa and Flying Ferrari are in progress. That's Victor versus Aramia match. Yotenka and Justikar is Lowest versus Zaladar. This one, as you can see, is Garth versus Lowest. I'll just hop into the last one to confirm that that one's underway. Yep, that one's underway as well. So they're all underway. So we'll watch this match, then we'll jump into a different one, and depending on how it's going, then the last one, who knows. And this first round both gets you into the semi-final and also confirms your invite to the World Championships Grand Finals. This looks quite the battle going on here. I'm loving it. I'm loving the sleeves, I'm loving the playmats, and I'm loving the action on the board. Spally to Bounds was a wonderful tech call there, although he didn't know that Lois was coming, so maybe he thought, we don't know what your opponent will bring, but maybe he thought that there's a good chance there'll be a switch to Lois. If he thought that, then he might be right. And all pairings are now confirmed, so I'm just going to mute myself for a second so I can advertise my channel. Right, so 16 plays 16 now, and Garth has got a nice situation on the board. That hero ability that can be essentially spammed every 3 turns is pretty handy. Clearing the board, it's not going to do anything to the hero, but it'll take things out. The question is, there's another supernova. Ouch! The question is, what happens next? It was a supernova. This is a close match, not at all one-sided. This could go either way. Both players have a good number of cards in hand, so at least they'll be able to decide. The Spally to bans, though, is really helping Garth not die. Question is, has Lois got any means of getting rid of that? So can Uncle do something here? It's Sturmland's turn, so no, he can't, because it's not his turn. By the way, it's 5:15 in the morning here in the UK. I don't know what the weather's like, because I've not opened the blinds to find out. Nice destruction there of the amulet. Not that Lois needed that next turn, unless he was going to unload, I guess. Really close match here, really close. Ankle breaker there. Is this the chance? Is there some kind of Sorcerer of Endia in this deck that can take out Spally to bans? No, there's an Eldon. Nightshade takes that Poohan. So 12 plays 10. That's Spallitas, unless he can get rid of that. Big trouble lying ahead for Lois. We know next turn Lois is going to be saving up his hero ability for that Spallitas, just in case, because I think the game would be close to over by now if that wasn't on the board. Fireball takes out Eldon. Somewhat of the threat is gone. Lightning Strike as well. Nice. But still there's a Visca on board. Both players are draining their decks here. 11 cards left, 9 cards left. If you're watching this match on replay highlights, welcome, you've missed it. These are the highlights. Hopefully you've heard good things about this stream and now you're checking out the replay. 10 plays 3 here in this match. A bounce of the Visca and then a replay of the Visca seals the win for Exterminand. So that's 1-0 to Garth. Right, I think we're going to hop into a different match now. So let's see how the Yotenka Justicar match went. It's BP Yotenka. Actually, no. Let's have a look at Flying Ferrari. Top seed. So they've already played, and Nodoa won the first one. So let's jump into this and see what happens here. Victor plays Aramia. Now, the Asia Day 1 regional, the players played all rounds. There was no intentional drawing or anything. I can't remember whether these two faced each other in that one. I can try and dig that out. In the meantime, let's focus on this. So, Nodoa has the advantage here. Because he's one game up. And I guess he must have gone second in game 1. Which would have allowed him to get his ability out faster. Now he started this one, which is a different matter. Twilight Aramia being used here. Well, it looks like Twilight Aramia. 2 Twilights, 3 Twilights. And now Templar hits the board. Is that just a Templar to help play certain cards cheaper, or is that part of a whole Templar strategy? We'll find out. Demetreyu there, coming out. His name was inspired by the film Neverending Story. There's a character in that called Atreyu, and actually Demetreyu looks quite a lot like Atreyu from Neverending Story. So there you go. Good film from the 80s, the mid-80s. Great song as well, which I will not sing, although the temptation is there. So Victor's kind of looking a bit of bother here. The Twilights have a habit of killing themselves, which stops Victor from killing them with the Gambit when he plays that. But if he's got the board, then that's fine. The question is, how many allies are in the deck to take advantage of an empty board? Right, wow, look at this. A 7-5. I forgot that I can zoom in here, actually. It's a bit behind, it might not work. The reason for that within the game is... maybe we can't zoom in. Just zooms in on who's doing what. So Ramia's pulled out the Eidolon. Nice draw going on here. From the very start of Shattered Fates Beta, Twilight Aramia has been seen and talked about. Aramia mostly, though, got fame for an Aetherborn Wisp combo, which was very scary for people. T3, because the Wisp used to cost 2. So on turn 3, you could pull out Abomination Factory, chuck a card away, and also use Glimmer of Hope. And the Wisp would grow pretty huge. If one of the cards thrown away was Tenacious Buccaneer, then that would go into play. It would be pretty scary. And Victor's getting hammered here. Victor is dead. That's 2-0 now. Which is really scary for Flying Ferrari. So that is now 2-0. So we've got to watch this next match now to find out whether our top seed has been exterminated. So both of these are using exactly the same heroes as day 1. I don't know if they've tweaked or not. Stop talking for a second, mute myself, and a drink. Okay, just a reminder that this afternoon, UK time, well, US time as well for some people, 6 PM GMT is their America's Championships, where again, whoever makes it through round 1 gets a place in the World Championship Grand Finals, and we're also playing for Champion of Americas, so Flying Ferrari. Let's have a look. They are playing now, so let's jump in. Didn't show up before. Right, so this is Victor's last chance to recover. It was a solid Victor deck that maybe Nadal has planned for. I haven't seen anything too out of the ordinary in this Twilight deck yet. Wow, Triple Herald. At this point, Victor would like some kind of lucky draw. He's taken one out. He's drawn some cards from that. What threats does Victor have in this deck? That's the question. Didn't really see much in the first game. He was always behind, struggling. His ability will help with taking out very high health allies, but man, he will already be on the back foot. Question is, will he have his Soul Seeker out to heal up from killing Twilights, or will they just take themselves out? I'm not sure how much firepower Aramia has other than the allies, so that's the question. Warden now. Once that grave is full of Twilights, these some of these allies get pretty scary. And I've confirmed now I've got one viewer in my chat. I don't know who it is, but I can look. It is. It's not actually showing a viewer, just me. Weird. Well, it is like 5 AM here, and in the US people should be going to bed really to rest up for watching the next one. Back to this 4-7. It's pretty scary, this onslaught coming from Aramia. New hero, Shattered Fates. If you're very new to the game and just watching to get a feel for it, sorry I've not described really the mechanics of it. Victor using his hero ability there, just charged up with shadow energy. Every turn you gain 1 shadow energy. In his case, it costs 4. Warden taken out there. It's pretty cool. Aramia can't pull out the amulet, but she can certainly summon it and exploit it. So now it looks like Nadewa has gone into draw mode and not really that bothered about pulling stuff from the deck. A lot of threats coming out. Can Ferrari pull this back? Knight of Anaxio hit the board. I think that was a tech for lowest. Lois can't get rid of that guy. Took a fireball on the chin. Lovely art there for that card. Lovely art for all these cards. That's handy, Priest of the Light, but not making a huge change at the moment. Bit of heal. That's a great board situation there for Aramia. And that's looking pretty scary. We know Victor does not have access to a board wipe. The best thing he's got access to is for dealing with multiple allies, a Spirit Shuriken. His ability will be usable next turn, so he'll be able to take out the Warden. Biggest threat? No, he's taking out the one that can destroy things and disabling the biggest one. Very nice. Victor's doing quite well to deal with the onslaught here. Can he last? That's the question. Both got 3 cards in hand. Just more and more onslaught, these Twilight allies. But feeling that usage of these Twilight dudes will increase after this match. Wow, stunning. Rock's going to just go straight for the hero there. Only 3 left. Lightning strike for the win. Amazing. Amazing. So Nadoa has confirmed his spot. I think it's a he. Confirmed his spot in the in round 2. And Flying Ferrari's been knocked out. I don't even know if he's from Asia, Australasia. I'll chase that up. Just going to mute myself while I investigate some other results. Thanks for watching so far. Let's see how some other matches are going then. So, BPO Tenka is a bit of an ability damage fest. Oh, right, so Justicar is 2-0 up. Let's see if he can seal the deal or if Yotenka can turn it around. Some lovely playmats on display here. Always love to see playmats. So this slowest is making use of Sunblighted 1 to charge up that shadow energy faster and do some ping damage. Nice to see the foil version on display there. This Zaladar currently looks pretty standard. Remember that Justicar is 2-0 up in this one. So something's going right for him. Both these players have switched around their heroes since last time, so this would be a major shock for both. No, maybe not major shock, but certainly sometimes using exactly the same deck is going to shock people. That Knight of Anuxia. A feeling that he's just going to be seen more and more now. It's mostly the steadfast, but being able to pitch your abilities to boost him as well. Kind of a surprise here, because would you buff him when you know he could get mind controlled? Sorry for my typing here, I'm just typing to players. And my scraping microphone occasionally. What's happened here? Oh, there we go. Another Karash down, DMT. These are pretty standard allies from Dark Prophecies. Zaladar was pretty strong there. Now he's got access to all this discard shenanigans. We're seeing a few more of those cards take a slot in here. I've not seen them show up in this deck yet. I'm just going to confirm the deck that was used by Rock in day 1. It was a Aramia, but a different one. It was very Wisp focused, well, discard focused. Whereas this other one was Twilight. So we know that Aramia's got at least 2 solid builds then. Well, I know personally she's got a few more, but we've seen now 2 different ones. The deck list for this will get published as well. Decks used here, so even more to potentially neck deck for you. 27 plays, 19 here. So I've got some chat going on in the IRC organising this. So I will be logging that result then as a 3-0 win for Rock Nadoa. Question is, will his deck be able to stand up to the Amber or Ladwin? So he's going now for regional champ. He got in on a tiebreaker. Zaladar looks to be turning this one around. Yep, Justicar is definitely 2-0 up here, so looks like Yotenka might swing this one. No, because Justicar is the Zaladar. No, looks like Yotenko's not going to swing this one. Looks like it could be another clean sweep. Dimension Ripper comes down now for card draw. Yeah, both these players, as I said before, are using different heroes to the ones they used in day one. So this is the battle of the ability damages. As you can see there's the stolen card by the sleeve. Fate Breaker. There aren't many cards from Zaladar that's really going to be relevant for. So Yotenko really got schooled here. Maybe the wrong word, but I think he's expected another hero, brought one that could take on that hero, and Justicar switched it around. Yeah, this looks like a pretty standard DP Zaladar. It's strong. That was a very fast Aramia deck by Nadoa there. Would have been a great one to bring day one really for the speed. Apologies for me not commenting too much. Well, it depends whether you like my voice and what I'm saying, but as tournament organiser, I've got to check in on other things as well. You can see the action at least anyway for posterity, and maybe someone will do a better voiceover another time. But the actions here, the cards and the board and the playmats looking beautiful. Lowest is in real trouble. So Justicar was, I can't remember what number he went in as. I'm really sorry about this. Whether he's our more expected seed or not. Justicar was sixth seed. She's knocking out 3 by the look of things. Tenka's really struggling. So Lois is trying his best here, but that Zaladar ability and a haste ally will finish him off. There's some haste. I've not actually seen any haste in here yet. The ability there. Supernova. Stolen Supernova. Boom. Justicar wins 3-0. Just confirm that. GD. Justicar. 3-0. Let's go over to the table so I can report these scores now, so I can report that. Rock Nadoa, because this is just standard. Yeah. What is going on with this? 3-0. Rock Nadoa, 3-0. And the other match that just finished was Just a Car. 3-0. Let's hop into another one then. Let's see how Sappy Dude and Exterminan's doing. No, Toy 8. Let's have a look. Exterminans. Because we watched the first game of that, so let's see how they're getting on now. Wow, this is the decider. It's 1-all. I mean 2-all. Let's rock. This is a really close match. And both these players changed their heroes and have ended up choosing ones which are very evenly matched. Exterminans now. Looked pretty convincing in game 1, but as you progress through the matchup, you're going to learn a lot about the opponent's deck. They pretty much got through both decks in game 1 as it was. It would have been interesting to see the back and forth in the all 4 games, so this is a big decider, definitely close, definitely not one that you can say is to do with a bad matchup. They look even. So who will take the edge here? That's the question. Really nice board situations going on here. A lot of humans. Well, okay, Zaladar just destroyed the lowest. But this one, human plays human. Toy 8 versus Sappy Dude, that's Amber Aladwin. Victor and Rami is human. So there's actually only one shadow hero in this whole thing today, and that's Zaladar. If you had to guess on one, then you would probably guess Zaladar. Wow, Garth has not found the Spell Eaters, which was really a critical card in the previous one. Kaboom! Uncle Lou is not able to do anything there with the Sword Thief, which is really close. I liked the Road Less Travelled combo in game 1. It's pretty handy. Question is, has Supernova for the win? Uncle Lou has done it. 1 health. How close was that? Amazing. In 50 minutes we've got through round 1. So we're actually on to round 2 now. I need to record these results. So that was a really close one, won by Uncle Lou. 3-2. So that was an accidental break there. Let's just double check. aka Uncle Liu. Yep, he won, so let's just check out Sappy Dude. See how he did. Toy won that one 3-0, so we can record that. Toy won that 3-0. 3-0. And we've now got our bracket for the semi-finals. Aramia versus Amber and Loest versus Aladar again. Right, I'm just going to mute myself and type some stuff to the competitors. Apologies, I had the mic muted. I can't remember how long it's been muted for. What was I saying? Yes, so this Amber, which we've not seen yet, I've watched matches from everybody else, speculating as to whether it would be kind of classic weenie Amber, or whether it would be something else more weapon oriented. Looks so far, and this is game 3, where both players will have a very good idea of each other's decks. This is game 3. And Blade Dancer is a nice alternative to Puan. Classic Rush would have been Chris, Puan, Aldon. Now Amber's got access to Blade Dancer, who can both act like an Aldon or buff somebody else. So that's a no-brainer to put him in instead. Jeweler's Dream, another classic thing you'll see in Amber. Blood Frenzy there. Will there be another 2-drop drop down after this whack? Answer is nope. Toy 008 is very well known for Amber, though he's going with a lot of heroes. He's got a few different accounts. I think there's a Toy 006 that used to be seen on Quick Match. Don't know whether he still plays with loads of accounts, but for now he's Toy 008. And there's the Fleetfoot Messenger. So this looks kind of like a DP Amber, really. Enhanced by Blade Dancer. Right, after this replay has finished, we'll be watching our round 2 game, semi-final, between a different lowest and so I'm getting distracted by a chat here from opponent. And there we go. So that was the win there. Let's jump now into a different lowest. The question is how different. Oh, that didn't work right. GD Justica. Let's go. Uncle Lou. So will this lowest be any different to the other one that just got beaten 3-0? Is the question. Or was that a forward and backwards one? No, I can't remember. It's so early in the morning. The only one that was forwards and backwards actually was Garth versus lowest. The rest were convincing. Stunning start there, but suddenly his allies are looking a bit weak. We know from the first round that this is a pretty classic DP Zalalar. Sorry for my typing there, just getting ready. That's going to be quite a match to watch. Two very fast decks facing off. Oh, there goes an ally. Krygon is not from DP, so he's come in, done that, destroyed that. It's pretty nice for him. Take out that PTL. Will this be the lowest to topple the Zalalar? That's the question. Lightning Strike takes out the ally. I'll have to delve deeper into this deck list after the fact. I'm not going to look now because I might give something away on air. I'll only talk about what we see here. So Fireball comes out. This Zalalar's getting pummeled. Is it different deck? Is it different player? Is it different shuffles? I remember seeing the Fate Breaker from the other lowest in round 1. Whilst it's not likely to cancel any abilities in a Zalalar deck really, it also means that it won't inadvertently get killed by an ability as well. Sometimes you want him to stick. So he's got pros and cons versus Poon, but generally I think people like the fact you can drop a 2cc ally and it can cancel a 3cc ability. Just see if Toys match has begun while we're watching this one. Some really solid decks on display here, I'd say. Very fast. They're playing like there's a time limit. We finished round 1 in 45 minutes. That was best of 5s. So Toy 008 hasn't started yet. So this Zaladar has been knocked back. This will be the first time that the Zaladar's lost if he does indeed lose. Plays an Aldon, not his Aldon. What's Aldon doing in that kind of deck? Oh, Dimension Ripper. Also known as the Crapshoot. I love that. Soul Reaper has not really reaped much soul there. Wow, 8 plays 6. Zaladar. Turn. Usability down to 3. He's got that on board. Has he got? Probably has. He's got 16 hands. So Death Mage Thaddeus pings the lowest. Another win for Zaladar. This is best of 5 as well. We're going to check out Nadoa versus Toyo 08, which is Aramia versus Amber when that gets rolling. I have a feeling this whole thing's going to be over so fast that I get to go back to bed. Ready for the Americas one later. Works for me. So I've been streaming now for an hour and we're already into round 2. Uncle Lou's putting the next game up. It's really warm in here. I'm not sure why. Looks like Toyo 08 can't find his opponent on the quick match screen. Maybe no, he's still not found it yet. He'll be in a second. We'll be rolling. Thanks for tuning in. If you have tuned in, if you haven't tuned in, how are you hearing this? All thanks for watching a replay. If you want to learn how to play these decks well, then you're watching the right people. Player's still waiting there for his opponent to join. We're doing great for time, so it's not a big deal. Let's remind of the brackets. So Justikar is 1-0 up so far against Uncle Lou. Lowest again. Rocknadora and Toyo 08. Let's see if these haven't started right now. I might watch the other one. See where the lowest can turn it around. GJ. What am I doing? GJ? GD. Should know GD, that's part of my name. Right, let's hop in. Can Justicar make it 5 wins in a row against lowest? Special offer in the online store at the moment. Well, if you're watching a replay, maybe not, but you can get all the play mats for half price, all the sleeves for half price. If you've already got all the cards for the game and you want some way to support the developers, we are an indie game company, then chuck some money at us and you'll get loads of play mats and sleeves. That's at the online store, shadowhero.com/store. Can this lowest turn it round? The thing about Zaladar is he just plonks stuff down and just smacks you with it. Doesn't really care if his stuff gets killed. He just plonks more down. Right, so Nadal and Toya have actually started now. We're going to stick with this and then jump into that game. I expect that game will be over pretty fast. There's a lot of thinking involved. So Lois tends to look like he's going to do well, and then like this combination of mind control, Zaladar ability and haste allies, he's really put on the back foot. He's low on cards here as well, so Seductress, no targets to hit. It's kind of confusing seeing wow, mind control just going for the throat. It's kind of confusing seeing the Jasmine on the sleeves. Oh, I'm sorry for switching back to the bracket during a match. I'm just going to paste something for someone who wanted to see the bracket. Oops. Sorry, looks like a mind control might have just happened there. So Zaladar, could this be the game where lowest finally takes Zaladar? The ability is fired up, but no draw for the lowest. Krygon comes down, he's going to even the score pretty much. Lowest uses ability to take out just a Krygon. Desperation move. That's just fodder. Poor Nadoa, not poor Nadoa, poor Uncle Lou just hasn't got the draw to be able to oh, suddenly some draw, but there won't be any well, I suppose you might get a Chris. Let's see what happens. There is a Chris. Chris comes down. Is Chris the key? So close. This isn't even discard Zaladar by the look of things. This is just normal Zaladar. The discard build can be a bit random or devastating. This one's gone for traditional Zaladar, supplemented by Krygon, I think, pretty much. Fireball on the hero. Amulet. Pull some cards. Don't really get that. Why you wouldn't use Amulet before. I suppose the fear is you would lose the resource, maybe. A couple of fireballs next turn isn't even possible. That's a pretty nice move. Buffing the DMT. Was that a misplay? I think he meant to use the ability there first. Lightning Strike takes out those two. That's over. That's over for him. Another convincing win there by Justicar. Uphill battle for K.A. Uncle Lou. We are now going to watch Toy 008. See how he gets on. So they started 8 minutes ago, although the game was waiting for about 4, so we're a little bit behind. So we've got the opportunist there flying on her eagle, waiting to swoop down, and then I guess jump off. That's why she dies. Blade Dance Aldon is what you're going to see more of nowadays than Pooh and Aldon. Advertises my channel in the chat. It's got the Blood Frenzy going. Ritualist there is handy. If the Ritualist lives, she can get rid of things like the Blood Frenzy. Pretty solid card, really. That's the 4/7. Headdress combo used to be even stronger. The Squire takes out the headdress. Wow, really needs to. Decided not yet to use the ability, just to keep hammering home. I suppose the Blood Frenzy is going to be delivering a bit of damage each time, but you probably normally want to get rid of the card draw for the opponent. Warflail there, missing its artwork so far. It's not a silvery thing in a grey room. It will be having artwork in December, let's hope. There is some new artwork on the way, actually, that I've seen. New stuff to hit soon. Wasn't for Warflail though. This Warden is just scary. Drop to 0 attack. Slightly less scary now. See, Aramia is now on the receiving end of a pummeling. The Jeweler's Dream as well. It's gonna just fuel that rush. The Warden, once those Twilight allies are in the grave, is just devastating. It's a great late game card for the Twilights. Marksman comes down. Nice call. So Amber is really pummeling this Aramia here. I'm not sure how much, whether there's any armour in here. Well, the headdress will block things. Whether there's any item destruction. Mages don't have a lot of access to item destruction actually, so this may not have been a matchup that Rock was thinking about, probably just thinking about getting through to round 2. Toy has brought exactly the same hero as in Regionals. Regional Day 1. It's looking in good shape here. Hard call whether you would go for the board now or other. Kind of surprised by that. Really wants to keep hold of his weapon. 3 left. That'll be why. Brilliant play there by Toy. Toy has been around for about 3 years. Probably one of the best amber players that you will see. Clearing the board, but all it takes is a whack and a hasted. Bad Santa looking for a Chris or a fleet-footed messenger. Was one found. Brack Soldier. Ooh, pretty nice. That's going to block haste. I'm not sure how much haste Raimi has got. We have seen Demetray already. Tough call. A weapon means dead. That's going to block a bit of damage, but not enough. Tries the amulet. So this is looking like Nadoa's first loss in day 2 in the Asia Championships. Fireball there, but oh, he could use a ritualist. He buffs himself. It's a pretty nice call. And then does that to save him for later. Takes out the Brax, really hoping now that the opponent does not have a weapon. It's a nice play. Nice use there. And the Twilights originally, people didn't understand how they could work because they keep killing themselves. So we designed cards that would allow you to essentially get double value. One that basically get double value for the cost, or another way of looking at it. So it's already dying now, you'll also tell it to die later. It's due to die. So that's the tricks really, and ways for them to come back, and ways for you to exploit how you're in the grave. So Toy won that first one. And Flying Ferrari is already let's have a look here. Justicars won that as well. Convincing win, 3-0 again. Right into the finals of the Asia Australasia. Right, let's search for Rock Nadoa. Game's still waiting. I'll mute myself and give myself a break from these headphones. So there is a third and fourth place match. And this match is already underway. So Amber won the first. Let's see what goes here. Will Aramia's deck come out top here? We've already seen some crippling blows. The weapon's pretty devastating. Not sure how much this depends on going first this deck, but Rock has started this one. Didn't get any Twilight Swallow things early on. There was no Herald, followed by Opportunist, followed by Wardham. So not the best of starts here for Aramia. "6:24 AM here in the UK. I will be going back to bed soon. I did not get a coffee, I got a green tea. To get me in the Asia mood, I got a green tea instead of coffee. For the Americas, I'll be drinking coffee. Starbucks, I wish. See if I can order one in. I think PJ might be from Seattle, I'm not sure. Demetreyu coming out now. That's kind of good for Nodoa. Although Crippling Blow has left the ally on the field, the Demetreyu can come out and now whack for big. Sorry for any noise there, tweaking my microphone. I'm just trying to keep this as clear as possible, as close as possible, and reduce the noise. Nice. So, out of all of the heroes that we've seen today, Victor probably wasn't seen much in DP. Hunter's Gambit really pulled him up, and a few other cards. Aramia is a new one. Amber, this looks like pretty much classic DP Amber with a Blade Dancer thrown in and a Yari Spearman. Sappy Dude brought a Ladwin. I didn't actually see much of that, so I'm not sure what kind of a Ladwin that was. Garth is a new hero. Lois is a new hero. So, good mix there actually. 4 classics, 4 new. Lois, Garth and Aramia. "27 cards in each person's deck. That was lovely. Legend Rises. Brilliant. We're seeing that more and more nowadays as more and more negative attachments are showing up. Legend Rises just shrugs those off. Even if you've had arms chopped off with a crippling blow, Legend Rises makes you rise up and hit, I guess, with, well, you could kick, couldn't you? Finally now I have some viewers in my chat. Viewers on my stream, I mean. Welcome to you, my stream viewers. Welcome to Bob Ross. Who will be on display in the European Championship. I'm not sure why he's playing in Europe. Time reasons, of course. Hopefully Justicar is from Asia or Australasia. Which makes it make a bit more sense. So Rocknadoa now has pulled out the headdress. Demetreyu is going to smack down that Aldon, and when he dies he's going to buff. Whoa, look at that. a 9-10 ally. That's a lovely combo right there. At this stage, with the tribe being so new, we have to put enough cards in that work together, but that does mean that there isn't a lot of kind of deck building choice. You just throw every card that says Twilight into the deck, and this is where you end up with if you can play it well. In set 4, there'll be more Twilight cards, and then you'll be able to take them in different directions. Although, to be fair, they can go with any human hero, so you could take them in the Wrath of the Forest direction, where they kill themselves off all the time. But pulling out the headdress is pretty neat. Imagine if, rather than that being Crippling Blow, that was now your mind. Then the ally would be completely gone now. Crippling Blow is left there, and then the Legend Rises. Completely turn it around. '13 plays 17. Amber can't whack here. Twilight Warden comes down. Whoa, look at this. But he's disabled again. There's nice work there by the Seductress. But really needs to deal with that ally. You could do it with an insta-kill, but there isn't one. So that's going to be hard. It's going to have to keep on a retreat. On the, of course, it wasn't the Warden, so bouncing it's easy. That's really turned it around now. 12 plays 12, Marksman comes down, no need for it, huge strat on the board. Some more threats now for Aramia on the board, but Amber can hit for 9. Aramia will only have 3 left. Crippling Blow takes out that threat. The Retreat, a superstar card from Call of the Crystals, has turned this round completely, because there aren't a lot of answers otherwise for Warrior in that situation. You can remove the Legend Rises, but Retreat also worked, and that ally is not back now, it's a different one. If you've just joined in, I'm really sorry for my voice in general, but especially today because I've got a cold, a bit blocked up. So Aramia is deciding what to pull out here of the deck. Sometimes can be quite a tough call, especially when you've only got 8 health left. It's pulled out the headdress, champion drops down. Toy's confused by something there. Unless Toy's seen something strange. But hopefully there's no bug or anything gone on here. And they're just going... What else is on there? Can't see what other... Looks like there's another card on there, but I don't notice what it is. I think it's Rampage. It looks like there could be a potential connection issue here. Or Toy's confused. There we go. So he has sacrificed. He was just thinking, don't panic. Let's carry on. And that is actually enough. No, it's not enough because there's an armor there. No, it is enough. What did you just hit with, hero? Ah, should have done that first. And there we go. So Toy takes the next game. We know Justicar's through. So we'll look for sorry for my very unscintillising dialogue. There we go. Anybody that wanted to see the bracket, here it is. If I drag this down, you'll be able to see the address of it. challenge.com/SEWC 2014 Asia 2. Just drag that back up again. So Justicar's through to the final. Hi Kilt. And we're watching Nodoa face off against Toy, who Toy is winning 2-0 right here. I need to drag that slightly higher so that I can click on the thing below. Try to. Or maybe a bit more. Right, okay, so Nodoa's waiting. That Zaladar was devastating. All the deck lists for these will go on the forum after this weekend, like with day 1. So that is what all other established card games do. That is to keep everything fair, and I guess for publicity reasons as well. So you put the decks up, everybody can go, oh, I'll try that one, and that really helps push the meta around as well. If people are aware of what the top decks are, then people will either copy those or tech for those and so on. It keeps things moving around. If people aren't aware of what the top decks are, then the meta won't be as won't move as much. And of course, if you've got, say, somebody in a guild and they've scouted everybody to prepare for World Championships, or what about somebody who's not in a guild, or somebody who is in a guild but doesn't like any of these guild members or something? You publish the list, it's fair then. Saves scouting. Keeps everything above board. They're just getting ready to kick off the next game. Just Takar's having a bit of a break, and I think we'll probably have a break after this one. Uncle Lou's waiting, but not quite in yet. There's not really many surprises in this Aramia deck. Pretty much expected. And there we go, they're up. They're playing. Toy's got a lot of answers. Someone saying that Amber wasn't really there anymore. She lost the ability to use the sledgehammer, or at least buff it. But Toy is playing her like a master. When you combine the answering capability of Crippling Blow, Retreat, and Spearman, provided she doesn't get overwhelmed, not literally the card overwhelmed, but actually overwhelmed by loads of allies, she's in pretty good shape. This time the early drops have come out for Nadoa, who has gone second here. So if there is a game 4, then he will go first in that one. If Nadoa will be in the grand finals. Hopefully someone will get some sleeves and a playmat for that. And Toyo 08 as well. Just had it confirmed from Justicar that he lives in the Philippines. It is very much an Asia competitor. It's a lovely start by Aramia, who knows that short of a Yari Marksman. Amber's going to have a hard time. But she might say Cripple one and then Marksman another. Might be a bit early to waste a Marksman. No, Marksman in use. Drops everybody else by 2 HP, so... And there's a nice 4 attack threat on the board. She's probably pulling out a headdress here. Very nice. Champion. It's going to get buffed. So the Herald buffs that one. The Herald attacks, and then there's a lot of opportunities for misplays here, but Rock is a master of it, so after this round's done, the players are going to have a 10-minute break. So a really nice board situation now for Aramia. She can hit seriously hard here. I think we saw Rampage on Toy in the last game, which is going to seriously benefit from All of the Twilights killing themselves. And Noah's turn again, trying to decide what to do. If it can just get, say, a Demetrodon, there'll be some serious pain. Oh, it was Enrage, not Rampage, in the last game. So Toy is really struggling here. On 5 health, just had a question from a competitor on the IRC. It's a very nice state for Nadoa. Can Nadoa turn it around? 2-0 down. Well, she can just hit for 6 here, so the answer is yes. Very much so. Buffing for the hell of it, I'm not sure why. So that one did get turned around. I've just got to mute myself for a bit. Right, sorry about that, everybody. Game is back up now. So we've implemented a new system for who goes first in the game. Normally it's random for every password except for the password creator. If you put the password of creator in, then whoever created the game goes first. And that enables us to run game's up now, so hopefully he's going to join now with creator, and then we'll be rolling. It's all quite a blur. Props to these guys anyway for playing so fast. See what happens. This one. Do a bracket recap for anybody that's just tuned in. We've jumped into the end. See what's going on. So Flying Ferrari's Victor got knocked out by the Aramia Twilight deck 3-0. Toy, you've just been watching. The Amber beat Sappy Dudes Aladwin 3-0. Exterminans had a really close matchup with K Uncle Lou. Exterminans brought Garth this time, and Uncle Lou brought Lowest. And finally, Yotenka brought Lowest, and Justicar brought Zaladar. Zaladar had two Lowests on his way to the final. The Zaladar we saw from Justicar was quite classic. Not much discard going on. Let's see if this other one's underway now. Not quite yet. Sometimes it takes a while to refresh those, so maybe they're... Oh, they are in now. Here we go. So can Nadoa pull this one back as well to bring it to 2-2? What we've seen so far from this Aramia deck is that it can be a bit inconsistent. If you're depending on a turn 1 Herald or a turn 2 Opportunist, if you don't get either of those, you'll be on the back foot. And this game, as we've seen, the Opportunist is there, flying around, waiting to descend and take someone out. There we go. Lifebringer 1-3 on the board. Not much of a threat really, but the next thing that hits is going to be seriously buffed by 2 health. Aramia can pull out a item next turn. Which will it be? We've seen pretty much always a headdress come out. Out comes the headdress and a Demetreo, who's going to kill that Eldon, and then we see the headdress used to buff the Lifebringer. Of all the tribal based armors that we added in the set, we wanted to give each tribal armor something which ties heavily into their theme. That one I think is the strongest, because they're already dying anyway, so you kill them off, which can trigger other things. That one's solid. Necromancer's Shroud's pretty hot, just because Cape can be powerful. Splice's Crown can work well for the homunculus. The Ravagers have got their mantle, which can be devastating. Can be the most devastating one. You need a Ravager down, you need the mantle down, you need to destroy one or two things. There will be havoc. The Yari have got their armour, which currently does not see much play, but Yaris in general aren't seeing that much play. You bring out a new tribe with not that many deck building options. I think people don't just want to play the obvious, because as the opponent of somebody who's playing a tribe that's pretty obvious, you know pretty much what's going to show up. So the tribes have been introduced here, but they've certainly not got to their full strength. So we know answer-wise, we've seen Amber with Crippling Blow, we've seen her with a Retreat, we've seen her with a Marksman. The headdress is a lovely antidote to both of those, because you can kill off an ally with it. So there's an ally on the board then. You can get value from your ally. In this case, he's been left down. $6.10. Oh, right. My screensaver came on. Hopefully that didn't come on for this. So really solid ally there. And now out of marksman range, not out of retreat range. Wonder if that's being held on to here. Drop down that armour and anything for 2. I think this was Aramia was running Legend Rises. So Nodoa's dropped that Amulet of Conjuring, which actually is a bit of a departure from standard Twilight, so space has actually been made for that to increase this draw. So have a nice rush of allies coming out with that. So Aramia starts off by pulling the headdress out, and then later transitions to a destroyer resource, loses shadow energy. It worked really well in round 1. Play another ally here now. You don't take out a different one, then you're in marksman range. Feeling one will get taken out. Who's going to buff who now exactly? He's going to die anyway, so maybe no one will buff no one. just let it die. Saving up that armour to block some damage. The thing about armours, they're not exactly exciting by default. They're going to reduce damage, so the idea of making utility armours that could both block damage and use up durability for some effect was a masterstroke of the design team, which I'm on. And so, yeah, they work nice, so you can wear down something. If it was an artifact, then okay, it can still have durability, but the idea that if you whack into it, it will get reduced as well. It's pretty nice. I like those. Hopefully we'll see more armours in future with use of durability for cost. Oh, the Eidolon. We didn't see that last game. That's handy. Bit more card draw. Must be tough planning this out. Checking out the board, trying to understand what the opponent might be playing next. Supernova. Tough call. Tough choice. That was the right one that came back with Eidolon. It's a pretty reasonable board situation there now. Could have buffed the Lifebringer there, I suppose. It's a toy, needs 13. 14 if you count the armour. If a Legend Rises comes out, then that Twilight Champion is going to become pretty big. Bad Santa now. Fishing for an answer. So close. Can Toy clinch it? Get into the final. Or will Nadoa turn this one around as well? Oh man. Boom. 10 damage.